Hi, I'm Reddy Brown. I'm with the Richwood Revitalization Committee. We're a committee created by the Village Council to study and recommend for use case for this building that I'm in currently, the Richwood Operah House here in the village of Richwood, Ohio. I'd like to talk a little bit about the history of why we have an opera house in our village. 1865, when the railroads came through, we were lucky enough to get a railroad right through Richwood, and suddenly the local economy started to really blossom and lots of businesses appeared. 6 grocery stores and many other businesses, large sawmills and clay mills included, a lot of industry and business. And all those business people kept improving the town and wanting to get more improvements. And one of the things that by the 1880s that was really noticed was there was no town hall for the village folks to have meetings. So in 1889, 1890, they built an opera house, and on Christmas of 1890, the opera house opened up for its first show upstairs. Space we're in right now was the fire department, and the jail was in this space also. The whole upstairs was a stage and 400 seats with a full mezzanine. People would come on the weekends and in the evenings, and they would watch those shows and enjoy the entertainment.
This is a great example of 1890s Richardson Romanesque architecture, which you will see from the arch, the sandstone arch out at the entryway. Has beautiful iron staircases that go up the outside as fire escapes.
The building has a clock tower, a bell tower first, and the clock tower was added. I'll call it a clock tower later. It was originally just a bell tower, and I say that because the clock wasn't added until 10 years later. The building was designed as a clock tower. It just didn't have a clock mechanism due to funding at first. Originally, the clock tower was the bell tower. Important point being that if there was a fire in the village, someone would come to the clock tower, and they had a special mechanism that they could release by throwing a rock on the roof, and the rope would come down, and they could ring the bell from outside the building in the night with the building locked through this special mechanism, and that would rouse all the fire volunteers in the community. In 1900, 10 years after the building was built, a local doctor donated the funds to put the clock in the tower.
But it is a symbol of the town of Richwood, where the clock strikes hospitality, and it is is it Seth Thomas, I believe, clock, and there are not very many like them left in the world, and it has quite a bit of value.
So today the gymnasium is still there. It's got some shoring in there, some scaffolding where we're holding up the roof rafters while we fix the roof and structure up there to get the building ready for its next generation of its use case. In the upstairs and the downstairs, we're working on cleaning up the front of the building, the west end of the building, to make it usable office space again. And this part of the center of the building will be an office space as well.
Our committee is just now getting some ideas on how we might use this beautiful space. There is a slate roof that appeared to be in pretty good shape. There would be some repairs needed up there, but we knew if the roof went down 2 years ago, the building would not be able to be saved. So that's what you see behind me is a major victory of being able to get things shored up so we have time to plan and time to do the things that we want to do to the building.
There's several grants already that have been approved from the state government. One was to design the building and structure repairs, and another grant to repair the roof structure and get it all ready. We'll still need to procure some donations and some other funding and potentially grants to turn the bottom of the building back into usable office space and community, I'll call it civic organization space for different folks to operate in here, and also village government and fire won't be here. The fire department has a wonderful place of their own, and the police may or may not be here, but village government, civic use space, and the upstairs would be a venue that could be rented out for weddings and banquets and things like that. You can see a lot more about the project and about the building at the Richwood Opera House Facebook page. I think it's a community page where you can find and see pictures of the building, some of the history of the building, and you can see the progress that we made so far in putting the building back to a usable case.